Honestly, I'm such an airhead sometimes. I've just been watching a YouTube, one of my, someone that I follow on YouTube, Watercolors by McCraw, and I was watching that video while answering a few comments that were popping up in the notification bar coming down as on my phone, and kind of got things a little bit mixed up. I was answering McGraw. I was answering Tammy's. I was commenting on Tammy's channel, but at the same time, getting muddled up with another channel, Evie's channel. I guess I don't know if you're like me. A lot of times you just do these stupid things, and I blame my age for that. Although I'm not that old, I certainly have senior moments. Well, sometimes life throws a little bit of a curveball, and I think it's up to us what we do when those things happen. We're going to be going to the hospital today, just going to pick up my son shortly, and then my wife, and we'll be going straight to the hospital to see my mother-in-law. She's had a fall. Where do I start? Honestly, it was Tuesday. We were at her house and she was out. We were just waiting. We've got a key, so we let ourselves into her house. And on the phone, she said she's on the way. She was just sort of 20 minutes away, so we're expecting her to arrive. And then the next minute, she's on the phone to my wife. My wife had her on loudspeaker, and she said, I've had a fall and I can't get up. So there's 2 times in my life that I've actually run, like the more sort of how would I say it? There's 2 times where I've had to run in my life, which have been quite a thing. First of all, my mum, when I was living at home, I was meeting my mum. She was coming home with some shopping. She had a heavy bag, and she said, can you help me carry these bags? I need help. And so I ran. It's literally a 20-minute walk from where I was living and where she was at with the bags. And it took me literally about 7 or 8 minutes to cover just over a mile. And I was certainly out of breath when I caught her and carried her bags. So that was the first time I ran. And it's funny enough, when that phone call came in, saying that my mother-in-law's had a fall and I had to run, I just didn't even think. I ran. She was still on the phone. I ran through the front door. I'm running down the street, and I didn't even know where I was running to. So I'm in the street running, and I'm shouting, where is she? Where is she? As my wife and son came out, and we found where she was at, and we had to pick her up, and she was in a lot of pain, and I was thinking it may be a sort of groin strain, or she might have pulled the ligaments, that sort of thing. And as it happened, she's broke her hip, and so she's had an operation. She went in on Tuesday. They kept her in, got her in a bed, and the next day she had surgery. And my mother-in-law is scared to death of being put to sleep. And so this is the second operation now she's had while being awake. They removed part of her hip and put in a replacement, a hip replacement. So that happened on a Wednesday, and by it's 2.5 hour operation, and in the afternoon we went to go and see her, and she's completely awake and in good spirits. It's just one of those things. So yeah, I'm going to try and post the watercolour painting for you this weekend. I'm going to try and do that, but obviously things going on, and we're going to be visiting the hospital and doing all that sort of thing again. So the last time she had a fall, she twisted her hip, and she twisted her ankle, so she's broke her ankle. She's got plates or rods in that ankle. But because she's diabetic, that hasn't fully healed. It keeps getting infected and weeping, and although it may have healed, it's not totally healed. So they may have to take the pins out of her ankle. So I think we're going to have to set up her living room. She just wants to be at home. She wants to... by the way, my mother-in-law, she's 70... She's in her 70s. I don't know whether she's 75 yet. But she's fit as a fiddle. And she... when she had an operation on her ankle, she'd snapped her ankle. She just scared of being put to sleep. So she had that operation awake. And now she's had a same side hip replaced while being awake. She did actually fall asleep for an hour while being sedated. So we're gonna put the little bed that she's got in a spare room. We're gonna pop that downstairs and take one of her sofas out and just get her set up for so that she doesn't have to use the stairs for anything, and it's going to be the similar sort of setup as we had last time. So between the family, we're going to be looking out for her and visiting and making sure she's got everything she needs, going to the shopping, that sort of thing. And quite funny because we do plan on taking her on holiday with us in the summertime to Northumberland. And she is determined that she's going to come with us. But I guess it's quite early to say. It's quite marvellous, really, because she had the operation, and it was the day after she was going to receive start of physio, which I think is really, really quick. She's not a typical sort of 70-odd-year-old. Because she's probably as fit as me and my wife, if not even fitter. And so I think she's going to have a good recovery, but my concern is obviously having an effect on her confidence going out, getting mobile again. It's going to be a bit of a journey to get her back to where she was. So we're just going to be looking after her, and I'll get back into a video as soon as I can.
Stop your